Okay, hello teachers. This is the instructional guide for Primary 4, Term 2, Week 4. This week there are two booklets. The first one we're going to work on is the folded rectangles or folded square questions. All right, so I think what you can do is to prepare an A4 size paper. And I would just go straight into the guided practice, right? So you might want to take the A4 size paper and show them that, let's look at this question first. So find the length of the unknown sides, right? This is the unknown side that you're supposed to find, but students only have this, right? That means they will need to find out what is this portion here. So explain to student that look at this page, right? When it's unfolded, it's like this. When it's unfolded, and you might want to get them to draw the dotted line there as well, right? So if it's unfolded, okay, unfolded, okay, so it would look something like that, right? Therefore, what is this portion? It's actually equals to 2 cm, right? So use a paper to demonstrate so that they can understand this better, right? So therefore, it's 2 cm plus 5 cm. Okay, then get them to do this. They should be able to do it, right? What is S? Basically, it's finding out what is this side here. So they need to unfold it. Okay, they'll be able to find the question, answer the question. Now, what about angles? Same concept, right? If you fold it, right, and let's say that this is unfolded, okay, what would be this if you fold it, right? Now, if you unfold it, you'll notice that it's the same angle. So this is 15 degrees. And therefore, to find A, angle A, right, would be right angle, sum of right angle, 90 degrees minus 15, minus 15. All right, then get them to do B on their own. Okay. And then let me see, we'll get them to do a couple of questions on their own, right? Get them to try doing C, right? In which they have to find TW. Where's TW? TW is here, right? Remind them what the hatch mark is. What does hatch mark means? It means the sides of the same length. Get them to do, let's see, question D, right? So again, this is actually as a recap to find angle D, right? They need to know that, okay, or rather, for right angle is 90 degrees minus this part here, 12 minus 44, you get the angle D. And then we move on to this, right? Remind them, right? This is about folding, right? So if unfolded, what does it look like? So they can actually draw on their paper. Encourage them to draw on their paper. So when unfolded, this is 22. Okay, and then they should be able to get answer 90 minus 22. So get them to do B as well. And one more question that is a bit slightly more challenging. Here they got unfolded twice. By now they shouldn't be using a paper. They can actually draw it out. Right. So if I unfold, it will look like that. And then this means this is also 17. And this is 14. Okay, so 90 minus 17 minus 17 minus 14 minus 14. Right, quite straightforward for this question here. Let me see whether I think that's it, right? The rest I'm not going to touch on. Next question, next booklet. Okay, so this is additional practice based on the topic that was taught last week. Find the length of the rectangle given that both the square and rectangle have the same area. Now, so for this, they're supposed to find the length here. In other words, okay, what do they have to do? Based on what they learned last week, if they know the area, they would be able to find the length, right? So area divided by breadth will give you the length. However, area is not really provided, or maybe it is. So it says here that the square and rectangle are the same area. So that means you'll be able to find out the area of the square, right? Because area of square is 15 cm times 15 cm, right? So it equals to 225 cm square. And then you divide by the breadth, you get the length. Next question. Ask them to read this method first. Sorry, ask them to read this question first. Then before they attempt, ask them to suggest what might be a possible way to answer the question. All right, give about a couple of minutes. No one can give a good idea, right? Tell them that they have to use guess and check, right? So help them with this, guess and check, right? So they can start with two numbers, right? Basically, two numbers multiplied by it will get 108, right? It's just that the breadth and the length is 3 cm more. So please draw this up for them, right? Draw on the board, show them how to do guess and check. Okay. And then quickly, right? This can be a just touch and go thing, right? So if the area of a square is 64 cm square, what is the length, right? So this is knowing their times table. They know that length times length, right? The same number must be equal to 64. Some of them will take a long time. I usually encourage students, let's not waste time. If you're not very good in immediately telling which two numbers multiply with 64, start with 1. 1 times 1 equals 1. 2 times 2 equals 4. 3 times 3 equals 9, right? Go on, right? Instead of just trying to cut their brains out, right? To answer this question. Okay. And then we move on to do question 14. Okay, I think sort of covered last week as well, right? But again, this might be a good recap for them. So this is a parameter of 456 centimeters. EF is twice as long as GF. So when they see twice as long, if you're not sure how to do it, right, use the unit, but the bar model method, right? So EF is twice as long. So EF would be 2 units and FG would be 1 unit. Okay, and this is length, this is breadth in a way. So what is parameter? Parameter will be length plus breadth plus length plus breadth, right? That means in total, most students will say that 3 units equals 456. But you got to remind them, right? No, because that's only length and breadth. For parameter, is length plus breadth plus breadth, or length plus breadth times 2. So in total, there are actually 6 units, right? 6 units. Okay, so get them to write it out steps. So 6 units equals to 456. And then find out the value of 1 unit. Questions asking for EF. EF is 2 units. Okay. All right, let's see. And then get them to do 16 as well. All right, find the area of QRVU. Total area, let them know that it's this 2. All right, so now they got to find out, and then square is 76, right? So what do they do, right? So this plus this, you might want to highlight to them, plus this equals 76. So they should be able to find what is this. All right, so this requires a few steps, right? They have to find out, first of all, the length of the square. And then after that will be length times length. And they get the area of the square. Right, you get the area of the square, and then the whole thing, 1463 minus area of square would give you the area of QRVU. Do one more question with them, question 19. Right, so again, look at this kind of question, right? If you're not very sure how to do it, look at this, shorter than, so draw a comparison model of X, Y, and Z. And I'm sure they know how to do this, right? Drawing bar model. Okay, so instead of you demonstrating, okay, you might just want to get them to draw that the representations of X, Y, and Z using bar model method. If there's time, do question 20, right? Same concept as well. Okay, they have to draw the bar model representation. And that's it for this week's topic.